Hello, my name is Erin and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make this anti-depression and anxiety satchel. So what you'll need for this are scissors, some hide, needle and thread, sage and cedar, and another mix of herbs that I'll go over later. You could use one of these bags that are pre-made, but I prefer to make my own and put my energies into it. So you'll start off by cutting your hide. You want your hide to be, roughly the same size so that it matches up nicely. You can make this whatever size you want, as big as small as you want. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your string. You want it to be about arm's length. And you'll thread your needle and make it so the ends of the string line up so you have a double string. You'll tie a few knots into it. You can see my Gallifrey. I'm trying to peek in and see what I'm doing there. After you get that ready, you want to start sewing up the sides of the satchel. I had to use my nightstand to assist me in this because the hide that I bought was a little thicker than what I'm used to. But when you're sewing up the sides of this, you always want to put your needle in through the same side so you get the string to go around the edge of the hide. You want to try and keep your stitches as even as possible to get a nice even shape satchel when you're done. You can see I'm also using another little piece of hide to help push the needle all the way through once I've gotten it started by using my nightstand there. Once I have it sewn up to where I want it, you do want to leave a little bit at the top so you can cinch it together at the end. But what I do is I take my needle and I go underneath my last stitch, pull that through, and then go through the loop that is then created. So that way I make a knot to secure. You can see a nice little knot there right up against the hide. So then you want to do that same thing to the other side. As you can see, we have both, and the string goes around the hide nicely. Now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to flip your little satchel inside out. You get a nice little pouch there. So the next thing I did is I drew my sigil for I am calm, content, and happy on the outside of my satchel. And the herbs I'm using to put in here is chamomile for anti-stress and happiness and peace, lavender for health, insight, clarity, anti-anxiety, and peace, rose for protection from evil, rosemary to stimulate and energize and happiness, juniper berries for healing, protection, spearmint for happiness, peace, and protection, sage for mental health and peace, and cedar for protection by spiritual forces. After I got all of my herbs in there, I then sewed the top so that way it would cinch closed. I just did that by kind of going in and out through the front and the back. pulling it together, and then closing it off the same way I did at the top of each side. Once I was done getting this all closed off and cinched up, I then held it in my hands and put my intentions into it. You can do this by just stating what your sigil that you drew on the top of it was for, saying a little spell that you came up with, or talking to your deity and asking them to help you put in the energies and the spell for the satchel and what you want it to be used for. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my video and that this gave you an idea for a satchel that you could make on your own. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and may your gods bless, guide, and protect you in all that you do.